Would you please welcome on stage from Cologne, Germany, one of 7 German tour card holders. It's Florian Hempel! Budapest, are you ready to get entertained? He's a former UK Open, European and Masters champion, the reigning World Match Play champion, and a former champion of the world, Snakebite Peter Wright!
Proper Euro Tour stuff happening here in Budapest this evening. The first ever visit to Hungary for the greatest tour in professional sport. Massive crowds, massive names, some top action. We've very nearly seen one of the greatest 9-darters you would ever see from Gerwyn Price, who with just 3 visits to the board managed to turn a hostile crowd into a supportive one and then told them at the end, and glad I didn't hit the 9-darter for you, I don't like you, bye. Fabulous stuff from the world #1 and world champion. But this is the man that so many of the 2,500 fans here this evening came to see. Peter Snakebite Wright, the most popular player here in Hungary, we're told. He's certainly immensely popular wherever he goes. You can make a very strong case for him being the best player in the world this year. Not top of the rankings, but he's not far off. And he's won an awful lot of stuff this year on the Pro Tour, major tournaments, picking up the World Match Play title with a astonishing set of performances that week at Blackpool Winter Gardens to tick another thing off his bucket list. I'll tell you what, if you win the World Match Play, you must be some player.
You better believe it.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg is Peter to throw first. Game on.
Former World Match Play champion Colin Lloyd alongside me for this one. Peter Snakebite Wright versus Florian Hempel, who I've dedicated no time to previewing, and that's completely remiss of me, because I really like the cut of this man's jib. In very, very early days in his PDC career,
100.
but he's got himself on the tour. He's no nonsense, he's quick, he's good, he looks the part, he's talented, and he always carries a massive towel with him. That's what you need to know about Florian Hempel.
Florian, where did you get that towel from?
Never without it. Bernd Royth used to do that, another German player. You remember Bernd Royth, don't you?
Yeah, good player.
Always used to carry a towel. Former chef, Bernd Royth. Haven't seen him in action for a while. But this is very much the new breed of German darts player.
100.
The likes of Florian Hempel. Lucas Weinig, keep an eye out for him. He's making his way in the world. We've still got Martin Schindler, Max Hopp, Gabriel Clemens, of course, the German #1. You'll be seeing Clemens and Hopp team up together at the World Cup of Darts in Germany. And they could be a very dangerous team. A lot of it will probably depend on what kind of form Max Hopp is in. But he does tend to raise his game for that particular tournament, although most of the time he's been playing with
140.
Good little mate, Martin Schindler.
Do you think it's a thing, Dan? Do you think, even if you're struggling a little bit, do you think where you're representing your country,
180.
It puts different pressures on you, asks different questions of you, and some players seem to like it and raise the game. That the Belgians, the Hybrex brothers, used to do it all the time. Ronnie might not have done anything for months, and all of a sudden he's playing really well at the World Cup. Same with Kim. Other players, it hasn't really worked out for them when they've gone to that particular tournament. Peter Wright looking to get the first leg on the board on double 16. And he just misses outside, and look where Florian Hempel is, breathing down his neck.
ready to step in? Oh, must hit a treble. That's a great dart. Double 16.
46. PG require 32.
There's an opportunity there for Florian. Methinks he will not get another go.
Edge on the first leg. Peter Wright. Second leg, Florian to throw first. Game
right.
You said at the beginning, Dan, that the amount of tournaments that Peter's been hoovering up over the past year.
96.
Let's not forget, on the Euro Tour, Peter won 5 European tours in 1 year. 2017. That, my friend, takes some doing.
Really does. I mean, it's just a carve between MVG and Peter Wright that year. I think that there was one other tournament. I think, was it Michael Smith might have won it in 2017? But yeah, it was pretty much MVG.
94.
Pretty much MVG and Peter Wright all the time, and that was the year, in fact, that Peter Wright beat MVG in a final 6-0 in a Euro Tour final. And that's 2017 MVG, who was winning everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
100.
It's certainly given me great pleasure to see Peter Wright over the last 2-3 years pick up that world title, get that world match play.
108.
If it wasn't for Michael Reeves, one of the greatest players ever, playing some of the greatest darts we have ever seen, Peter Wright could almost be in double figures in terms of major titles he's won. And some of those he should still have been MVG at his best in final.
Yep. Who's to say? There's plenty of life left in Wrighty yet. He may even yet reach double
115.
Absolutely. Well, look. It's the stuff, this. And Florian Hempel, who's left himself on double 8 after his 12 darts. Doesn't look like he's overawed at the prospect of taking on the world number 2 in front of 2,500 fans.
45. Florian Wright, 16.
On a finish after 2 darts, not on a finish after 3. You'd rather that one fell
On
out
the
the
second
ball.
leg, Florian Hempel. Third leg is Peter to throw first. Game on.
Very rarely we say this, Dan. Peter Wright is averaging just shy of 90. Florian Hempel is averaging just shy of 104.
140.
Well, look, Peter Wright's average is going to go up. There you go, it's just jumped there. But I would expect him to be minimum about where it is now come the end of the match. We don't know where Florian Hempel's is going to be. But don't go writing him off. So he's not. He won't be averaging 103 by the end of this game. He could. This lad is talented, and he is getting better.
Just thinking, will I go for another one?
100.
Just thinking of switching there. It's not like, even though it was only 2 darts, they'd bunched themselves and got themselves in a position where he was thinking, will I switch? Stayed up. So just a steady ton. I've been listening to yourself, Dan, and Paul over this weekend.
Yeah, sorry.
I am too now a Florian Hempel fan.
See.
I think he looks the real deal.
60.
Looks very good. Looks very composed. No messing. Just gets on about his business.
There's something convincing
57.
about the way he goes about his business. He knows what he wants. There's no prevaricating. He's just sets himself up. Strong, straight throw. Doesn't seem to throw bad darts. Doesn't always hit his target. Of course he does. Nobody does. Just
139.
looks convincing to me. Looks like a player who's got the raw ingredients to do stuff. I don't know how much stuff, but stuff.
He's going to do stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
100.
Florian, if you watch
Injury
this back,
required
you heard it here
62.
first from our main man, Dan Dawson. You are going to do stuff, my friend.
I'll stand by. Remind me of that. Come back and talk to me in 3-4 years' time.
30.
Stuff will have been done, I assure you. Peter Wright leaves himself on double 16 in the end. He's been given a little bit of breathing space by Florian Hempel, but that is rapidly being constricted.
100. Injury required 32.
Not phased one little bit, is he, Florian?
No.
Games on the third leg. Peter Wright.
Sweet little 32
Full leg is Florian to throw
Nice little
first.
hold of throw.
Game.
Working his way gradually into the game. Give yourself a little come on there. A little bit of a shake of the head as well. He knows there's more in the Peter Wright artillery room.
87.
Which gun is he going to bring out now?
Some of the stuff that he's wheeled out, the points cannons that he's trained on his opponents this year have been devastating.
54.
I would argue that one of the best displays, maybe the best display we've seen this year, was his dismantling of Michael van Gerwen in the semi-finals.
140.
It was absolutely scintillating.
Yeah, it was superb.
The only thing, in fact, the one that I would stick up against it, whether you count it as this year or not, is Dave Chisnell beating MVG at the World Championship, which was similarly mind-boggling.
100.
All you Michael van Gerwen fans out there, we're not picking on him.
Hey, look,
It's just
people have
that-
raised their game. They know what
Yeah.
they've got to do. Michael
They-
van Gerwen actually played well against Peter right now. He
Yeah.
did all right.
140.
Had a really good match play, I thought, in general.
Yep.
But
And if you missed it, MVG did have a very good solid performance tonight against Daryl Gurney. But that's what we've come to expect from MVG.
180.
big strikes to get to a finish and apply any kind of pressure on Florian Hempel. Treble 18 and Bull. Just dragging a couple of those from the 18 segment into the fours, isn't he? So far in this game, Florian Hempel. Not quite got his range in that particular bit of the ball.
Yeah, 92 left. Should go treble 20.
37.
I think he was
Big
toying with the idea of going for the
167.
bull there, Dan. He'll be disappointed with that dart with Peter Wright. Still hit 81.
81.
It's not a massive
Florian
pressure shot,
required 87.
but it's telling Florian you need to take this out.
So it is.
62.
Line right, just
Big
right
Uruguay,
in the weight of
86.
dart. Peter Wright is breathing down his neck. He should be getting at least a dart at bullseye himself. It could be a couple at double 16. That's what he'll hope for. Double 7 it is.
Yeah, to the fourth leg. Peter Wright.
We have our first break of throw.
Mid leg is
World
Peter to
number
throw
2.
first. Game.
Moves into a 3-1 lead. Delights the fans here in Budapest.
Good stuff. Composed himself there, right in the middle of the bed.
100.
And that is what we've come to expect from our former world champ and newly crowned world match play champ.
Yeah, the man who's looking to regain the World
180.
Florian Hempel kicks off with his second 180 of the match. Did hit 3 in his deciding leg victory over Jake Jones yesterday.
100.
Peter Wright, of course, winning the World Cup of Darts for Scotland. Didn't take part in it last year, so couldn't defend the title. Wales obviously picked it up, the pairing of Gerwyn Price and Johnny Clayton. But Peter Wright has already quite confidently said he'll be going back to that tournament to win it back. He's not lost a game there since
Yeah.
Well, 3 years.
Yeah.
Actually, it might be longer than
85.
that.
Florian's proven
64.
it's not going to be a pushover for Pete. Pete's going to have to keep battling in this match. Florian's left himself a 157 there. Pete will think to himself, I'm sticking a little 140 here. Just a little bit of pressure on that shot.
100. Florian Uruguay,
Even a tough
157.
one treble combination finish, which is, I mean, child's play for Peter Wright. Playing well. The question is for Peter Wright, what route is he going to go?
95.
Could go the 20s.
PGA
could go
116.
We shall see where his eyes going.
Looks like he's going down the board here. And that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, he's covered that 19.
Double-edged sword when you want 2 darts on the
92.
same target. If you
Florian
get a good one,
Uruguay,
great, makes it
62.
easier. But if you get a bit of a blocker, it suddenly gets harder.
2 darts at a double 16.
Trying to
Only
fit
needed
leg,
one.
Florian Hempel. Sick leg is 4 in through first. Game.
Mini break of throw. Just took the throw back from Peter there that Pete would obviously take it from Florian. So, good solid finish.
Well, 5 legs into this game. Peter Wright's averaging
Oh,
94. Florian Hempel is averaging 97, close to 98. He is holding his own against the reigning world match play champion, the man you could make a very strong case of being the best player.
180.
I think that's a little bit without doubt, isn't it, really?
Well, I mean, look,
There's a few others that can throw their...
without Gerwyn
Closing
Price
name
able
there.
to compete in the Premier League,
43.
and
Yeah.
Peter Wright didn't have a great Premier League campaign,
No,
did he?
that's true. And not forgetting, I mean, I know he got beat this afternoon. Johnny Clayton.
Johnny Clayton, yeah. I mean, look, Jose Lascelles has played some incredible stuff. I mean, there's just been, I just think we are blessed at the minute,
97.
where we've got so many players having these spells of brilliance. But when it comes to consistently being right up there and producing the best stuff over and over again and winning
85.
titles, Peter Wright's making a very solid case. And the rankings could well reflect that come the end of the year as we head into the World Championship. It's a very interesting race between him and the Iceman.
140.
He has been very vocal, Peter, hasn't he? He has said that I'm going to win the World Match Play and I'm going to win the World Championships. And do you know what? After the
139.
performance he put in
PGA Uruguay,
Blackpool and the
84.
Winter Gardens, who's to say that he will not achieve
Right.
both?
Well, he also said that Michael Van Gerwen wouldn't win a TV title. That he said that at the start of the year, and everybody went, well, really? You might be right.
59.
Didn't get that one right.
Florian
Hempel, this is a tricky
134.
one, but it would level the game. Is it 17s he's looking at? It is. Another one there. That's a great guy. Beauty. Double 16. Whoa!
180.
Ooh.
PGA Uruguay,
Pete's not
25.
there. Oh,
3 for double 4. 3 for double root. It is, although that was a bit close to the treble for his liking, I think.
17.
Should have had 2 darts at the double.
Florian
Only
Uruguay,
got the
16.
one. And we could have a level game here.
wow. Down the barrel.
No score.
Went in between the barrels. Let off.
PGA
There
Uruguay,
for Peter.
8.
I can't see him missing this, Dan.
Can you not?
I cannot. I think this is going to go in this dart.
And on the sick leg, Peter Wright.
Collins, the clairvoyant.
7 legs, Peter to throw first. Game.
No, even a broken watch.
Oh, actually, I'll stick to Jaws. Thanks. He's not getting it all his own way, though.
No, he certainly isn't.
100.
He certainly is not. Florian Hempel missing 4 darts to level the game at 3 of
the person and the player that Peter Wright is, he will try to get rid of this game, get the win. At this moment in time, I think he's going to be a bit disappointed in his performance.
57.
Because it does set very, very, very high targets for himself.
He does, and look, he again. The European Tour has been incredibly successful on a load of different ways you can measure it. But part of that success is down to the fact that Michael van Gerwen, the best player in the world over the last 8 years, and Peter Wright, who's probably been the number 2, certainly in the top 3 or 4 over that period, they've played almost all of them. They've been turning up all over Europe, and people turn out to see them because they want to see the best. Peter Wright wants to come out here and entertain these fans.
Yeah.
Not just because he's an entertainer, but he's also got an absolute truckloads of merchandise across the front. but he wants to come here to Hungary for the first time and put on the show with a bit more.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Well, you did say, Dan, you'd be
45.
very shocked if
Peter Uruguay 72.
finished with an average but below the 70, but below the 94.5 mark. That's where he is around now. Oh, Peter, he'll be bitterly disappointed with that dart. Missing the big 16 going into the 7.
That's a lazy dart, isn't it? He's already got one in the 16 segment. He's got the guy, and he's taken it for granted that his next one was going to be there. And he just got a little bit lazy. Particularly, Florian Empel's back on in the 200s, and that in itself has just
that's why it ended up
take the eye off the ball.
Yeah. That's
133. Peter Uruguay 32.
You just think you can throw it and it will go in. So.
Yeah, on the second leg, Peter. And thanks for in the through first.
Very good friend.
Yes, it has. And he moves one leg away from the spot in the last 16 in a potential all-Scottish meeting with Willie Borland.
140.
I thought he played really well there, Willie.
Yeah, really impressive. He looked like he was a little bit nervy in trying to get over the line against Mensur Suljovic and reach the final day of a Euro Tour for the first time in his career. But I did have a little back and forth with his manager earlier on this afternoon. And he was saying he feels that Willie is progressing nicely. He's where he wants him to be at the moment. He's not, give him a couple of years. Let's see if he's as far down the road as somebody like Luke Humphries in his development and is threatening to win major titles. That's the plan. You can't have it all at once, even though most dart players do want it. They just, I'll get on the tour and I'm going to be world champion. It doesn't happen like that. Not everybody's Rob Cross.
I've said it down
140.
I'll say it again today. You can only control what you can't control what your opponent to do.
And look, as long as you're making progress, if you're a young player, not even young player, if you're starting out, whatever age, as long as you're making progress and getting better, that's fine. The pace of that, you can't force it.
Yeah.
You've just
you
got
have to be patient.
Yeah, you do. You do need patience.
They're saying, just in life in general,
Florian Uruguay 170.
Hard work, it will pay off. It will pay off. Florian was
134.
go for the biggest shot of all there. And I think he'd have had a crack at it, if he'd have that second treble 20.
Potentially, I think the highest outshot we've seen this weekend is a 161 from Gert de Vos. I don't think we've seen anybody beat that yet.
40. Florian Uruguay 36.
Well, he's got 6 darts in this 36.
All the time in the world.
Edge on the 8 leg, Florian.
Darter.
9 leg is Peter through first. Game.
So, that's one of the 4 legs he needs.
There's 3 darts, they were thrown with a, pardon the pun, a bit of venom there by Peter there.
55.
It's interesting because Peter, much is made of Peter Wright changing his equipment and different darts and setup and all sorts of things. I think it's very difficult for any the greatest pundits and analysts in the game to criticise him, because I don't think they know as much about how they fly and everything else as Peter Wright. He's used more sets of darts than anybody on the planet. He knows what he's doing. But he genuinely does have this idea that certain sets of darts and certain setups perform better in certain conditions, and he's never played in this particular venue. He's talked about particular Euro Tour venues, he'll have certain setups he uses because whether it's the atmospherics or whatever, and people might scoff. I know certain dart players are going, "That's bloody rubbish." Nonsense.
75.
But you know what, with all the different
He requires
equipment used there,
160.
it hasn't stopped him winning.
The thing is, all the time he's been criticised, he probably knows a little bit more than everybody else. He knows how to do this sort of stuff. This would have been a fine way to round it off, but he is going to get more match darts, Peter Snakebite Wright. Significant portion of the 2,500 fans here in Budapest came to see him tonight. He may not hit top gear, but what he is doing, he's giving himself a chance to turn on the style in the final day tomorrow.
Well, one more dart.
It's a
sixth victory for Peter Snakebite Wright. The world number 2 joins Michael van Gerwen and Gerwin Price. The big three are all through to the final day of the Hungarian Darts Trophy, and it will be an all-Scottish clash between Snakebite and Big Willie Borland for a place in the quarter-finals. We've only got one more spot left in the last 16. It is going to go to either the record-breaking, history-making 16-time champion of Greece, John Michael, or one of the most successful players on the Euro Tour circuit over the last few years, the bully boy, Michael Smith.
Snakebite mania in Budapest. Peter into the top 16. Job done there in the end. How would you assess the performance, though?
I'm so nervous in front of you guys because it's like, wow, what a crowd! It's amazing. It's obviously been a long time. Well, it seems a long time since I've thrown a match dart, and yeah, I was very nervous. Obviously, you know, I know I had a tough game tonight, and extra pressure trying to, you know, perform in front of you guys. And I didn't perform very well, but tomorrow I will.
I mean, not only the support here in the venue, I can tell you all the media questions that we receive. We want to interview with Peter Wright, this, that, and the other. I mean, Hungary seems to be snakebite country.
I know. I love you, Hungary. But look, I've got the Hungary colours on my pants.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see him again tomorrow. Give it up for Snakebite Peter Wright.